What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my contest prep series. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I'm coming at you with the final episode of this series. This is episode 17, I believe. And in this one, I'm going to talk about my post-show experience from the last show that I did of my first natural bodybuilding season. If you guys have not seen my show day video, I definitely recommend checking that one out. But today, like I said, I'm going to be doing a reflection of my second bodybuilding show ever, which was the NANBF/IPE St. Louis Gateway Natural Show. It was a fantastic experience. I really feel so much gratitude to have gone through a prep and just gone through the whole deal. Like, now I really know what bodybuilding is all about. And like, I knew coming into the show that bodybuilding was something for me, but after doing prep, I really realized that, like, man, I feel at home in this, and this is a challenge that I really do enjoy. And now I'm very motivated and focused for the off season to just really put in a lot of work, build a lot of muscle. So if we zoom out a little bit and think about the show prep as a whole, I prepped for a total of 18 weeks, and I did my first show on September 3rd and then my second show on September 24th. I actually started prep, I believe, on May 23rd or May 24th, so I pretty much prepped throughout the entire summer, and that was a total of 18 weeks, like I said. So for that first show, I prepped for about 15 weeks, and then I had about 3 weeks to prepare for my second bodybuilding show, which was the one that I just mentioned. So I came into prep maintaining for about like 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, and I had been maintaining 190 pounds. This is what I looked like when I was at Bodyweight, and towards the end of prep, I ended up actually weighing in at my lowest low, which was 159.8 pounds. I can't believe I lost that much weight. Honestly, I think I lost a little bit of muscle throughout prep, especially towards the second show, because I ended up like having some crazy GI problems. My digestion was super messed up. So I think I probably lost some muscle between that first and second show, but there was nothing I could do about it. But still, like, from that second show, I think I weighed in at around like 164, 165-ish. And for the second show, I weighed in at about 161.2 on stage. I overall lost probably something like, man, I don't know, 25 pounds of fat tissue or something like that. The other 5 pounds would be probably from like water and glycogen that's stored and things like that. But overall, I lost like 25 pounds of fat, which is where I would estimate it, which is pretty crazy. It was a huge difference between the two. These are the two pictures of me before prep and me after prep, well, towards the end of prep. Yeah, I made a ton of physique progress. I can't believe how lean I got. I really took things to the next level when it came to actually getting lean. And getting really lean for me during prep actually was not like super difficult. I thought it would have been a lot more difficult to get really lean during prep, but for me, like, my metabolism is insane. So I actually kept my calories at about 2,530 throughout most of prep, and I didn't actually have to drop my calories until I think a few weeks before my final show of the season, which they only got down to like 2,200. I know some other people do preps on like 1,600, 1,800 calories or something like that, on top of having to do a bunch of cardio. But for me, I didn't do any cardio, and I kept my food like pretty high relative to what other people do. Of course, it's all relative, and the amount of food that I was on was certainly a deficit for me because I was losing weight. So it's not like, you know, my deficit was so much easier than somebody else's deficit, but it was kind of nice for me that I didn't have to eat like completely like poverty macros like some other people do. So yeah, that was definitely a big positive of prep, and it's definitely something that gives me an indication that bodybuilding is something that I'm kind of made for in some sense. Like, prep was not that hard for me, and I know that the next time I prep, it'll be even easier because I'll know what to expect. I know where my calories will have to be. I know what food choices I should have next time when I prep. I know to avoid avocado because avocado like gave me some crazy digestive system problems. Now that I've gone through this first prep, I have a lot of data that I'll be able to carry forward into my next one. Throughout this prep, I was coached by Sam Okinola, as you guys may or may not know. He does offer contest prep coaching to a bunch of people. He's also a coach through Renaissance Periodization, which, as you guys know, I also do work with him as well. But if you guys are interested in a contest prep coach, I really could not recommend Sam enough. Sam really kept me, on track throughout the entire prep. And for me, the hardest part of prep was actually the anxiety and the just overthinking that I started experiencing towards the end of prep, especially during like peak weeks and stuff. Man, it was really hard for me to like logically say if I was full or not, instead of like feeling flat. Like a lot of times I would just say that I felt flat, but I feel like it was really hard for me to be very objective during prep. And that's really what having a coach helped a lot for me for. So I really recommend having a coach if you guys are planning on doing a prep. It is definitely like a really, really good idea. If you've gone through a prep before, I feel like you could probably coach yourself. Like next time I do a prep, maybe I'll coach myself. But at the same time, it is super beneficial to have a coach. And it took a lot of like stress off of me in order to have like Sam watching my back, telling me what to do, especially during peak week. Like during peak week, you just don't really want to think so much, and you just want to like do the shit you got to do. The second peak week for my second show actually went way better than the peak week that I had for my first show. And the main reason for that is that I didn't have avocado during that last week. Avocado literally made me feel super like sick. I think I have like an intolerance to it or something like that. But it made me feel like super sick to my stomach for like literally like 8 or 10 hours on the day that I had it. So that's something that I took forward into the second peak week for the second show, which is the one that I'm talking about this video. And yeah, peak week for this one went way better. I felt a lot better going into it. I felt very, very motivated for the stage because I knew this was like my peak level of leanness, and I knew that I took my body to the next level for this next show. I got insanely lean. Like, I can't believe how lean I got for this show, honestly. Getting down to that 159.8 weigh-in was just mind-blowing to me. I think I got that on like the Wednesday or Thursday of my peak week, which was after the few days of depletion that I had before I actually did my carb up. So yeah, that was crazy. I can't believe I got that low in body weight. As far as show day went, this show day was way better than the last one. The main reason that made it a huge difference for me was that Sam was actually there on show day with me. He was able to give me like feedback, guidance throughout. He was able to, spray me with Pam and stuff like that. So I was like super shiny on stage and everything. He was able to tell me exactly how much stuff to do as far as working out went before stage. So like when to do push-ups, when to start pumping up, etc. When to have food. And that all made a huge difference for me. Like for the first show that I had, which was one where Sam actually wasn't there, that was a lot more stressful for me because I had to like constantly be texting him, like figuring out like what to eat when, etc. So this one was way better. It went so smooth, and I definitely have to thank Sam for that one. Also for this show, my family made an 8-hour drive down from Wisconsin, which was awesome. My grandma was actually also able to attend, which was like a super, super cool experience. So overall, I would say my prep was like a 10 out of 10. There were some parts that I totally could have done better as far as like dieting goes. I definitely could have done dieting better as far as like picking food choices and things like that. And the only reason I say that is because I had like, GI system upset throughout prep, which was something that totally threw me off a few times, which was not a great experience, especially because like having those like GI system upsets also just made me like a lot more anxious, and I was like, holy fuck, like is this gonna throw me off a lot on show day? So I kind of got in my head about it, which isn't good because during prep you want to like keep your stress levels low as well. But that's really the only downside I had to my prep and the only like negative thing that I had. Other than that, I really think everything else went super smooth, and I'm really happy with the outcomes. So at the bodybuilding show, I decided to compete in 2 classes, one of which was open bodybuilding, which was the first class I competed in. And then right after that, I went into the open classic, which were pretty much like back to back, which was actually super nice because then I was able to like pump up for my open bodybuilding class and then just basically keep my pump and go right back on stage for open classic. It was a little bit hard, of course, because like I would have to like be posing for so long. So at one point during my posing routine for open bodybuilding, I believe it was. That's when I did my posing routine. My calf totally cramped up because I had been like posing so hard for open bodybuilding that my calf just was like, dude, fuck this. But yeah, the first class I competed in was open bodybuilding. As I said, I ended up placing 3rd for that. And then I also competed in open classic, which in that class, I also ended up placing 3rd. I was really excited about placing 3rd in classic because I ended up beating the same dude that won 1st place in open bodybuilding in open classic. So for whatever reason, the judges decided that I had a better quote unquote classic physique than him, but like he was the one that beat me in the open bodybuilding, which shows that like if I was perhaps a little bit bigger, maybe like a little bit more conditioned, this guy was like super conditioned and he was bigger than me, then I would have won the open bodybuilding class and I would have won my pro card in natural bodybuilding, which would have been insane. I really wanted to become pro at this bodybuilding show because like that's just an outcome that I wanted, which ensued that I wanted to win. But I think that was a little bit of an immature goal to have, and I definitely am able to check off the goal that I came in, I did my best, I became as lean as I could, and I really gave my all to this prep. There wasn't a single spot throughout prep where I felt like I didn't give it my best. So that's something I'm really proud for, and that's something that is completely unreliant on anybody else, and that's completely reliant on me. So I'm really, really proud of achieving that end goal. At this bodybuilding show, I also had a bunch of friends come out, so big shout out to the following people: Jack, Julie, Noah, Alex. My family, of course, came out. It was just an awesome experience to have a bunch of people come out that were both from like my classes here at college, but also like my family to come down and see me compete. So they're actually able to see like what bodybuilding really is to me and what it really means to me. And you know, where all of this like work for the past 5 years has gone. You know, it was really cool for me to like show them what bodybuilding is all about, but for them to like see, you know, the work that I've put in for these past 5 years, like what it all means. And then post-show, man, post-show was a fucking blast. If you guys have not seen my 48-hour like cheat day, go check out this video. You'll be able to see all the food that I ate. I ate so much food. It was all incredibly good. The first thing I ate was some Chinese food. I had a bunch of crab rangoons, like I had a bunch of spring rolls, I had these like spinach dumplings, and I had like a whole entree of Chinese food, which from this place that I went to, I rarely have finished in the past. Like I was able to finish that entree, eat all the other food, all the appetizers, have a slushie, and then 2 hours later have donuts. Like man, I had so much food. It was all so good. Like post-show eating was unbelievable. That was like probably one of the greatest experiences ever, dude. Like there were even parts during that post-show eating period where somebody would be like talking and I'd be eating and I just wouldn't catch anything that they said because I was so focused on eating the food, which was, yeah, it was a crazy experience. Absolutely loved that stuff. So yeah, that was my post-show experience. Absolutely fantastic. And what is on the agenda now? So currently I'm about 3 weeks post-show. I've been doing like a reverse/recovery diet. It's kind of somewhere in the middle of the two. And I am actually going into a deload now. I have like some aches and pains that I'm dealing with right now. I have a bit of a shoulder injury. So I'm gonna be taking like a week off of the gym or so and then just slowly getting back into training. I probably won't be doing like upper body training for a little while to get this like shoulder injury rehabbed. But for the time being, I will be doing legs 3 times a week, which is gonna be fun. I'm gonna get some really big legs. So I'm really trying to not be so negative about having a shoulder injury and like needing to go through rehab for it. I'm gonna go to like physical therapy for it. It's something that I've experienced for like 6 months or so. I think I've talked about it a little bit on this YouTube channel in some of my videos. But yeah, that's what I'm currently experiencing. But the overall plan is to have a super productive off season. I'm planning on taking probably something like 2 to 3 years off of competing and just gaining a shitload of muscle. Like I am gonna become the biggest I have ever been in my entire life. I am planning on getting over 200 pounds for sure. That's something I wanted to do over this past off season, but I didn't end up getting there for a few reasons. But I'm gonna be getting above 200 pounds, probably something like, I don't know, 210, 220, something like that. I have some really big goals for this off season and I'm really excited to take you guys through it. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm going to be doing a bunch of really cool videos during my off season, and I also have some good ideas as far as like different videos that aren't so related to my training go. So if you guys have any ideas as far as video content goes, let me know in the description or in the comments down below. Not the description, that's where I put shit. You put shit in the comments. But yeah, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Hope you guys have enjoyed this contest prep series. I've definitely enjoyed making all these videos, and I will catch you guys all in the next video to start off a brand new series, or maybe just have a random video. So yeah, peace guys. Thanks for watching.